Greater power. Philippines buys new U.S. F-16 fighter jets amid South China Sea tensions. The Philippines and the U.S. recently held a joint exercise in the South China Sea aimed at China as the Philippines expressed interest in purchasing U.S. F-16 fighter jets. Experts said on Thursday that the U.S. is tightening its grip on the Philippines after the latter reached a provisional arrangement with China on managing situation in the region. Citing the Philippine Armed Forces, Reuters reported that the Philippines and U.S. navies conducted a joint maritime exercise in the South China Sea on Wednesday. Held inside the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, the exercise included 2 vessels and was designed to enhance communication and operational coordination between the 2 navies, the report said. The 2 countries began joint maritime activities in November 2023 to enhance how their militaries could operate in tandem at a time of growing tensions with China in the South China Sea, Reuters said. The latest U.S.-Philippines joint exercise was held shortly after China reached a provisional arrangement with the Philippines on managing the situation on the Renai Jiao, also known as the Renai Reef, in the South China Sea on July 22nd, and the Philippines completed a resupply mission at Renai Jiao under the China Coast Guard supervision on July 27th following the arrangement. It exposed that the Philippines has not given up on casting its greedy eyes on Chinese islands and reefs in the South China Sea by relying on external forces like the U.S., and that Washington is not willing to see the tensions in the region settle down, a Chinese military expert who requested anonymity told the Global Times on Thursday. Through joint drills, which have become routine since November 2023, the U.S. and the Philippines can boost interoperability in terms of information systems, simulate a number of scenarios, enhance the Philippines' maritime situational awareness and intelligence, and help the U.S. conduct battlefield environment buildups, Ding Duo, a deputy director of the Institute of Maritime Law and Policy at China's National Institute for South China Sea Studies, told the Global Times on Thursday. Reuters also reported that the Philippines has expressed interest in purchasing U.S. F-16 fighter jets, with its Air Force possibly being allocated additional funds next year. Analysts questioned if the Philippines has sufficient funds and if the U.S. has sufficient capacity of production for the F-16s. The F-16 also poses little threat to Chinese stealth fighter jets. The goal of the U.S. is to further tighten its grip on the Philippines and avoid a situation in which the Philippine policies on the South China Sea and on China deviate from the U.S.'s own strategies and interests, experts said. The potential acquisition of U.S. F-16 fighter jets by the Philippines underscores the deepening defense ties between the 2 nations amid heightened tensions in the South China Sea. This move comes as the Philippines seeks to modernize its military capabilities and strengthen its position in contested waters where China's assertive claims have long been a source of friction. The F-16, a multi-role fighter jet with proven performance, would significantly enhance the Philippine Air Force's combat capabilities. However, questions remain about the country's financial readiness to sustain such a procurement and whether the U.S. can meet the production demands amid its own commitments to supply allies worldwide. Experts have noted that while the F-16 is a versatile platform, it may not match the advanced stealth and electronic warfare capabilities of Chinese aircraft such as the J-20. The timing of these developments is critical. The U.S.-Philippines joint maritime exercises reflect an increasingly synchronized approach to regional security, with the U.S. aiming to bolster the Philippines' ability to respond to maritime threats. These drills, coupled with the potential F-16 deal, signal a commitment by Washington to maintain its strategic influence in Southeast Asia. China, meanwhile, has criticized these moves, framing them as provocative actions that destabilize the region. Chinese analysts argue that the Philippines' reliance on U.S. support risks undermining recent diplomatic progress, such as the provisional arrangement regarding Rene I. Jiao. Beijing views these exercises and the potential arms deal as efforts by Washington to prevent a resolution to tensions in the South China Sea that would not align with U.S. interests. For the Philippines, the balancing act between asserting sovereignty and managing relations with both China and the U.S. remains delicate. Analysts suggest that while acquiring F-16s would enhance its defensive posture, Manila must also consider the broader geopolitical implications of deepening its military alignment with the U.S. Ultimately, the U.S.-Philippines partnership continues to evolve, with both nations leveraging military collaboration as a cornerstone of their strategy in the region. As tensions in the South China Sea persist, the extent of Manila's reliance on Washington and its potential consequences for regional stability will be closely watched by regional and global powers alike. The deepening defense partnership has sparked mixed reactions domestically and internationally. Within the Philippines, debates intensify over the balance between sovereignty and dependency. While proponents argue that the F-16 acquisition and military exercises enhance the country's defense posture against external threats, critics worry about the financial burden and the risks of over-reliance on the U.S., potentially dragging the Philippines into conflicts not directly aligned with its national interests. Internationally, the developments have heightened regional tensions. China's foreign ministry has reiterated its call for the Philippines to avoid actions that complicate the situation in the South China Sea, emphasizing that disputes should be resolved through direct dialogue and negotiation rather than external interference. Beijing views the growing U.S.-Philippines military ties as part of Washington's broader strategy to contain China's rise in the Indo-Pacific, a narrative that aligns with China's long-standing stance on U.S. involvement in the region. For the United States, its efforts to strengthen the Philippines' military capabilities are consistent with its Indo-Pacific strategy, which prioritizes maintaining freedom of navigation and countering China's territorial claims. The Philippines' strategic location makes it a crucial ally in these efforts, particularly as the U.S. seeks to reinforce its presence in the region through initiatives like the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA, which allows greater access for U.S. forces to Philippine military bases.